why does everything have to have complaints nowadays? Like, why can't we just get something, enjoy it, and be like, wow, I enjoyed this. Like recently, Andy, you ever seen the YouTube channel CinemaSins?
No, I've only heard about it.
Okay, well, CinemaSins, they basically are a YouTube channel that goes after films and shows, and they point out every bad thing about it. And recently, showed me a new channel that just came up recently called Cinema Wins. It's someone else who was like, you know what? I see all these channels pointing out the bad things, like honest trailers and stuff like that. That's pointing out all the bad things. Why don't I make a channel that gives a point and points out all the good things about movies? Even if they're bad, just point out the good things about movies. And I was like, dude, that's fucking amazing. Because of the fact that we don't see that anymore. Everywhere you see, it's like, this thing sucks. This is bad. This doesn't make me feel like this. I don't really like the way they said this. I don't like how this was said. No one really tries anymore to be the position that just appreciates. You get me?
So, next topic can be very controversial depending on how you see it. But let me just paint the picture basically. So, this was before the game was to release. One of the highly anticipated games from Microsoft for Xbox this year was going to be the new Forza Horizon 5. Now, I'm not going to lie, I was excited for this game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not this big car guy. I'm not like my brother. But I do like having fun racing and customizing my car and putting all these different things onto my cars and stuff. So I was looking forward to it. And game released, which might I add, is doing so well from the launch. So for me, to me, that hypes me up. Now, the reason why I say it's controversial and the reason why I kind of pulled this to our attention, or at least to my attention, was because I noticed as I was playing, as you start, as you're creating your character, as you're selecting your character, because it doesn't give you many customization opportunities. Mm-hmm. It gave you the option to pick him, her, he, she, they, them. Right? Now, obviously,
yeah,
you might see, oh, there's more genders or there's more whatever. But now this is going in towards the people that believe they, them. Mm-hmm. Now, I was, 3-4 days into playing the game, and I had found this article, and apparently a handful or a good amount of transgender people felt some type of way about the game. Now, obviously, it's going to catch my interest because I was looking forward to the game and got to find research and stuff for the podcast in general. But the thing about it is, within the game, once you've selected the gender or so-called, the three options that it gives you, it then gives you either names to select, which are either male or female names, or nicknames. Nicknames being, Delta, Alpha,
yeah,
Tree, whatever. Like there's just a list. I don't know, but it's a list of nicknames. It's a list of nicknames, right?
Imagine getting hit by another car in that game. I got hit by a tree.
But so they have male, female names, and then they have nicknames.
Yeah.
Within the article, it's just a lot of transgender people getting offended because there wasn't much of a variety for transgender names. Now, there's names like Alexander and Alexandra. Or there's names that have like the male and female jump between the two. Mm-hmm. And then there's nicknames. Now, the people that did get offended, there was some people that got offended and immediately stopped playing because there wasn't enough options. Mm-hmm. Now, within the game, the reason why you pick a name or a nickname is because within the storyline or like the main races, they refer that name quite consistently. Okay, and there's an audio for it, so you're hearing it. So for those that didn't give up on playing like right off the bat because of like not much selection, tried playing the game, but just couldn't play through it for that same reason. They would hear the name and they didn't like it, or they didn't feel like they felt welcomed. so they wouldn't continue. Now, for me, I see it as, okay, obviously that's their beliefs. They feel that way. I understand. By all means, you have that choice of playing or not playing. And you have that choice of putting your voice out there and your opinion out there. I understand that. For myself, I just feel bad because they're missing out on an enjoyable game that I believe within the settings, you can actually turn that off.
I'm pretty sure.
You can turn off for them to call that name out or to call out, or not call out, but certain settings to change out. In certain settings to cancel that. So you can still enjoy the game. And I just feel bad for those players that, went through the whole thing of either paying for the game or paying for the Game Pass to play the game and just not getting that enjoyment, because I love it. I enjoy playing it. My brother loves it and he enjoys playing it. And he's the car guy. He's the one that's doing all these tunes, doing all these fine details in the game. And I'm the casual player. I'm the one driving my Lamborghini Elemento because it's fucking fast. And I can do all these crazy things with it. But to me, I thought this was good because they're making a voice for themselves. Even though, yes, I have my own friends that see themselves as they and them. And for me, it's a little difficult to remember or to figure out what it is I'm calling, or to even keep myself up with it, because sometimes I do mix my own words too.
Yeah, of course.
It's like, I agree with this in the sense of they can make their voice. I thought it was dope, even though it kind of threw me off, because it's like one of the first few games I've seen actually implement this. Majority of games are just he, she, and that's it. So I just saw as like, obviously Forza was trying to go a path, giving that opportunity of they and them. I commemorate them for that. But at the same time, I guess, because I didn't look into the whole naming and to see if there was enough variation or enough choices. But part of me was like, okay, I can see that perspective, and that's good for them that they're making a voice, or that's good for them that they made that decision of not playing or not continuing because they weren't comfortable. So, what do you think?
I mean, you explained it the best way that I agree with. It sucks that not everyone was able to enjoy the game because of immediate assumptions, rather than seeing it out and seeing maybe I might enjoy this, and just judging it based off first impressions. So that does suck, especially for people who put time in, like for the game developing. They probably put so much time in. I've seen the graphics on that game.
It's gorgeous.
It does suck for the people who did invest into trying to make this the best game for consumers. And that immediate assumption affected their market. So that part does suck. But, I mean, I'm a little bit different about it. I get it. And I get the idea that it doesn't feel like enough. But I came from my household where it's like you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. You get me? So that's why I just feel a little bit different about this. And it's mostly, I don't care if they're trans. I don't care if they're straight. I don't care if they're who they are. I don't care if it's a fucking monkey. I don't care. It's just you really do get what you get. Like, why does everything have to have complaints nowadays? Like, why can't we just get something, enjoy it, and be like, wow, I enjoyed this. Like recently, Andy, you ever seen the YouTube channel CinemaSins?
No, I've only heard about it.
Okay, well, CinemaSins, they basically are a YouTube channel that goes after films and shows, and they point out every bad thing about it. And recently, showed me a new channel that just came up recently called Cinema Wins. It's someone else who was like, you know what? I see all these channels pointing out the bad things, like honest trailers and stuff like that. That's pointing out all the bad things. Why don't I make a channel that gives a point and points out all the good things about movies? Even if they're bad, just point out the good things about movies. And I was like, dude, that's fucking amazing. Because of the fact that we don't see that anymore. Everywhere you see, it's like, this thing sucks. This is bad. This doesn't make me feel like this. I don't really like the way they said this. I don't like how this was said. No one really tries anymore to be the position that just appreciates. You get me? So I get it, and I get that this is still a branch being opened. So there's a lot of stuff that can be missing. But at the same time, I come from a household that's you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. You know, I wanted McDonald's. Guess what? There's food at home. I know you remember that conversation.
Oh, literally.
So
All the time.
So that's just my opinion. It's like I get it, and I'm not disregarding it. But I came from a household as you get what you get, and I'm stuck on that mentality. And some people just don't have it. So some people grow up different. So, you know, that's just them.
Mm.